Hi, in this lesson we're going to discuss musical scales. A musical scale is simply a series of notes that has some unique sound quality. We'll start with one that most everybody is all too familiar with, the major scale. It sounds something like this. Now, I'm almost certain that you've heard this at least once in your life, but let's look at what makes the scale sound this way. The first note of the scale is called the root note. In this example, we've chosen C as our root, but we can choose any of the 12 notes on the piano as a root. Here's the major scale starting from F, for example. This is the F major scale. Here's another example starting from B. This is the B major scale. Now, how do we go about determining the notes of this scale for the other 9 notes on the piano? Let's take a look at C major one more time. Here we start from our root note C. The next note of this scale is a D. Now we need to find out what the distance is between these two notes. C and D, as you can see, have one note in the middle. So that's an increase of 1, 2. C, 1, 2. 2 keys. The distance between the keys is called an interval. So for one key, the interval is called a semitone. Semi meaning half, and a tone is just a note. Some other names for this might be half tone, half step, etc. For the interval of 2 notes, we have another name. This is called a whole tone. So back to our C major scale. The distance between C and D is 2 notes. C, 1, 2. Therefore, this is a whole tone. Going from D to E, again we have D, 1, 2. 2 notes. So again, this is another whole tone. Now, the distance going from E to F, we just have E, 1. So this distance is a semitone or half tone. As we continue up to the 8th and final note of the scale, F, G, that's a whole tone. G to A, another whole tone. A to B is a whole tone. And we return to the root C, a half tone. After we've done this, we can see that a pattern emerges. We have root, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. This pattern will be true of every single major scale. Let's take a look at the B major scale and see if it checks out. So we start with B, go up a whole tone, another whole tone, a half tone, a whole tone, whole, whole, half. Great, it checks out. So using this pattern, you can determine any major scale on the piano. And instead of remembering 12 different patterns of distinct keys, you can just remember the pattern of intervals.